Here's another differential equation question. Part A asks you to show the limit and show your work. So step one is always direct substitution for any limit problem and see what happens. So the limit of f of x, so if I plug in 0, this becomes f of 0. They told us what f of 0 is. It's negative 1. So if I do a direct substitution, I get negative 1 plus 1 over sine of 0, which is 0 over 0. So now I need to use L'Hopital's rule. So let's redo it using L'Hopital's. Dirt at the top is just f prime. Dirt at the bottom is cosine. And if I plug in 0, I get f prime of 0 over cosine of 0. Okay, f prime of 0, they give you the equation of f prime. This is dy dx is the same as f prime. So if I plug in 0 here, and we know at 0 your y value is negative 1. So you're going to plug in 0 for x, y is going to be negative 1, and when you plug that in here, f prime of 0 is going to end up being 2, cosine of 0 is 1, so there's my limit. And this is your work that you're showing. They want to show that you're using L'Hopital's rule correctly. Okay, part B, use Euler's method. Let's set up our table, x, y. We need our slope, and I'm going to write the slope here. And then we need to come up with how we're going to calculate change in y, which is dy dx times delta x. Okay, they tell you to start at 0, and they told us in the problem, in the stem, that 0 is equal to negative 1. So there's my point. And I'm going to plug in 0 and negative 1 here, and this slope ends up being a value of 2. My dy is going to be 2 times. They say to use 2 steps of equal size, and we're going from 0 to 1/2. So you should be going up by 1/4. So 2 times 1/4, that's going to be equal to 1/2. So your next coordinate, the x value, I'm going up by 1/4. I'm going to add the 1/2 to here, so there's my next point. Repeat the process. So plug in x, y here, and you should get 5/8 for this value. So 5/8 times dx again gives me 5 over 32. And then my next point is negative 11 over 32 here. Circle the value that you are saying is the final answer. Part C, find the particular solution. So anytime, the only way you guys know how to solve a differential equation, unless it's a logistic, is to separate variables. So let's separate our variables. I'm going to divide by the y squared. The dx goes over here. Integrate both sides. This is the same as y to the negative 2. This is not your natural log. This is just your power rule. So this becomes negative 1 over y. Do this separately. Okay, I'm just going to cross multiply, solve for y, do my magic algebra here, and I should get to here. Make sure the plus c stays with this all together. Plug in the point that they tell you, which is f of 0 is equal to negative 1. You should end up with c equals 1. So this is my final particular solution.